Oh,
It's
happy
good.
Tuesday, everybody. Sorry for not being on yesterday. We were both traveling out of town
You
last
mean last
Tuesday.
week?
So,
You mean last week, not yesterday?
oh geez, yeah, last week. It's been it's been a crazy freaking week. I'm like, if for all you football fans, I will still wear my Eagles stuff, even though we got destroyed yesterday. So, um, I still watch sports. I still waste hours of my day watching football. But
Yeah.
today will be fun. Today we're going to talk about
hmm
Phil's journey and how he quit his job.
Yep.
And if you guys don't know, fun story here is that I'm actually telling my boss tomorrow that I'll be officially getting out of the army. So if my boss sees this, sir, you'll hear it from me tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So
I don't think he's gonna see it at all. I don't think he's gonna see it at all whatsoever. Uh,
yeah. No,
cool, dude.
I'm kind of scared, man. I'm kind of scared and excited to tell my bosses that my time in the army is up and ready to start my
Yeah.
next chapter, especially with you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I get to start it with you.
Dude, it's
So,
it's interesting because when someone tells me that they're gonna quit their job or they've gotten fired, I always congratulate them because it's like their next step of growth and moving forward, even though it's pretty scary. So I'll kind of like start off with a simple fact where I used to be a software engineer and I was making great money, six figures. I mean, I'm like, it's great money until you see the taxes, and then it becomes a different story. But the job itself was great. It did a lot of problem solving. I had a lot of fulfillment in doing that. But at the end of the day, I didn't find fulfillment in regards to building my own net worth. And so one thing led to another. Like I'm sure you guys, if you guys are looking interested in real estate investing, you'll probably search real estate investing in Google, and you'll get a bunch of ads for workshops, mentorships, and different types of other programs. And that's kind of how I got my journey started, as I just did a quick search and try to become financially free. And then, long story short, ended up doing fixing flipping, and then I thought at the end of the day that me buying rentals was the path for me to replace my income. But that boat, that income stream is such a short, sorry, not a short, but like a long journey where you would have to basically buy clothes. I'd basically buy like almost 20 rentals to be able to quit my job. And so how I was able to quit my job is like I was able to basically fix and flip my way to freedom. And I was completely scared in doing that as well, but I had a plan. I understood my burn rate every single month, how much money I was spending as my lifestyle. And then I just needed to save up enough runway to where I can basically live off that money for about a year and some change, and then just go in on real estate. And at the time, I was basically working as a software engineer, and then I had maybe four to five properties I was fixing and flipping on any given time. And this was during COVID.
oh
So I was,
shoot,
yeah, yeah. What's up?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, you know that?
I
So
didn't
I
know
was
that.
it was in COVID, bro. I think COVID was, I mean, not to say anything like triggering to folks, but I feel like COVID for me was the best time of my life, as far as I was able to work remotely and I was able to fix and flip properties, and there's like nobody on the streets like driving anywhere. So I would do my work just enough to get by, and then I would basically go and fix and flip properties at the same time. And so, man, I was working as a software engineer for 4.5 years, and then basically I was also cheating on my boss by just fixing and flipping properties. I will be making like in between 30 to 40 grand spreads on properties, and I would see my dismal paycheck compared to that. I'm like, dude, what the hell am I doing? I was just like, this just doesn't make any sense, like time wise, commitment wise.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I gave my last 2 weeks to my boss in July, and my last day was July 21st, 2021. So it's basically been
Four
4 years.
years,
Yeah,
almost 4 years.
yeah, a little over 4 years, I believe. Almost, yeah, a little over 4 years. And so I had enough money to basically bet on myself, and that's what people really need, is that amount of money to feel safe in regards to going all into something. And I would also say, like, when I quit that day afterwards, I was like, oh shit. this is real. Like I don't have a paycheck coming in. Like I need to actually do work. I need to actually grind. I need to hustle. I need to actually plan out my day. And it's like very important to understand how to plan out your day because you can get lost in the weeds. You can
Oh my
get,
God.
yeah, I'm sure you know, yeah. Like even our uh, calendar series that we end up learning about from Owners Club and how to really plan out your day, your week, your month has been like super invaluable because time is the most expensive currency that you have in your life. So yeah, so I flipped my way to freedom, and then during that period of time, I was able to buy rentals to subsidize some of the income that was kind of coming in. But most of my active income was through fixing and flipping, and honestly, it's probably one of the best times that I've kind of got into real estate since I've been studying it for like 5 years prior, and then just things aligned where I was able to make a lot of fucking money in a short period of time because the markets were so forgiving and rates were so low. Everything was selling so quickly and overpriced.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of how I left my job, and ever since then, I haven't looked back.
Yeah, I always commend people too when they, say, "Oh, I got laid off," or, and a lot of people look at it in a really bad light.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's really unfortunate to get laid off, but if you have like the entrepreneur spirit, and it's actually kind of like enlightening, right?
yeah,
I'm super afraid. So like it's not, I tell people like people are saying like, "Wow, that's crazy. Congratulations that you're going to like, take your journey on your own." But I'm also very scared, just like anybody else would be when they first like decide to do this. And
yep,
I have a very nice, I have a very comfortable salary. I have healthcare taken care of, I have all these things taken care of, like being in the military. So there's a lot of things that I was considering to kind of figure out, when's the right time to transition. And, it's when you're talking about like leaving your job, and a lot of you guys are probably married or have kids or whatever, right?
yeah,
So, that was a big factor for me too, is I had to talk to my wife and be like, "Are you okay with this massive risk we're gonna take?" Like I'm literally losing a large chunk of income that's guaranteed, right?
right.
Unless the government shuts down.
I doubt that. Even then, it's still
Yeah,
guaranteed.
it's still guaranteed, right? So,
Yeah,
and then like, what if I break my leg next week? I won't have, I'll have to pay for my own insurance. So there's a lot of things that I was kind of worried about, but ultimately, if you believe in yourself, like not to be corny, but like you have to have some sort of skill, right? Like learn
yep,
what skill that you have. And if you have a skill, like that's the most important thing in the world
yeah,
is having a skill. Like don't quit your job if you don't have like a designated skill that you think can make you money. Like I'm not saying like everyone should quit their job tomorrow.
yeah,
I'm just saying, if you've taken the time, I've been in the real estate space for 4 years now, and the most important thing is probably learning how to market and how to build
yeah.
like sales teams, right? So I talk about that a
Yeah.
lot. And
Also, learn
yeah,
how to communicate. I think also is a really good skill to have because even though you know how to communicate maybe with your friends and family, it doesn't translate well probably with actually strangers that you're trying to get a hold of and actually trying to buy one of their biggest assets in their lives. And so skills are very important. I would actually be working on that more than anything if you're wanting to quit your job. And or if you're not satisfied with the job, you can always look elsewhere. You can always just do a job hop, right? That's how a lot of software engineers do it. They just maybe work for a company 1 to 2 years and they just do a job hop into a higher position, higher salary situation for them, and then you can really start scaling your W-2 income that way as well. That's kind of how a lot of software engineers do it and like tech people do it. So, I mean, honestly, and it's and I say all that my story to say like it was actually scary. Like it wasn't like a situation that I didn't really think through or I have some reservations on. Like all that stuff was scary to me because I was like, you're basically programmed to have a paycheck, right, for this whole time, and then you don't have it anymore. You're like, oh shit, what do I do? How do I do this? But it definitely helped when I had something to actually go after, to not make me dwell and think about. things that I lost, like a paycheck and benefits. So I would, if anybody looking to actually quit their job in like the next maybe day or week or whatever, like really look at your assets that you currently have and what's in the pipeline outside of your W-2 income, and to make sure that that's able to pay for your lifestyle moving forward. And if you don't have it, I don't think you should quit. I don't think you should quit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I agree. Like don't quit just to like quit your job.
yeah,
It's very hard. I would say the hardest part of starting a business is the very beginning, right?
yeah,
Because you don't have money, you don't have the experience, you don't have the skills. So, if you are on the pursuit of doing something like this, obviously like it's taken us years, or if
yeah.
Phil was just like, screw it, I'm gonna flip
Yes.
houses and leave. For me, it was a multi-year thing. Like I bought single families, I
Yeah,
started a wholesale business, I started social media. Like that was
yeah,
all like a very long process for me, and it took many years of and I sucked at everything when I first started.
yeah. Same.
I mean, my gosh, my social media still kind of sucks, right?
Yeah,
So,
same.
so you're always pursuing, getting better at something. But I actually started a LinkedIn series that I started 2 weeks ago. I used AI to kind of build me out a business, and I wanted to
Mm.
show people how if you understood what is your strengths and what is your weaknesses in terms of business acumen. I know that I love marketing and I love sales.
Hmm.
And I started a company, right? So I started a cold email marketing agency, and I started that like 2.5 weeks ago, give or take. And you can follow it all on LinkedIn. And in the first week and a half, we brought on 5 clients that pay me $1,500 a month to run their
That's amazing.
emails, right?
So like to kind of break that down, because I'm also interested in like, as a newbie that just got into a space, there's no way that, just to kind of be realistic here, right? If I was quote unquote good and I liked doing email marketing and I was good at marketing, but you have no brand and you have no social proof and you have no like actual results that you can show, then I don't think this is going to be your results if you are in a newer person's shoes, right? Because you had to build up to
Yeah.
this particular point.
Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I, I 100% agree, right?
Yeah.
But if you think you're good at cold email, right? Let's just
Yeah.
use this as an example. You've probably have done it before,
Yeah.
right? To make you realize that you can do this. So testing it on your own self. So I use cold email for my real estate business, and I saw the
Yeah.
results from there. And those are my testimonials when I convince people to say yes to my product.
Mm.
And then yes, the years of posting on social media, the years of trying to
Yeah.
provide value to people definitely helps you, because the first few people that did sign on are people that have known me in the past
Yep.
and didn't know that I had this product, right?
Hmm.
But like I said, if you have a skill, so if your skill is cold email marketing, how did I generate most of my leads? So obviously some people that knew me found me from me posting on
Yeah.
social media, but also I use cold email marketing to market to those people, right? Like, and
So yeah,
what insane thing on a sales call was, how do I know email marketing works? And I
is
said,
it?
well, you're on the phone with me, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, I'm signing up, right? So like that's the kind of skill that I'm talking about, is like it doesn't have to be real estate. It could be, marketing. It could be, maybe you have a super big brand on social media. Maybe you're just good at
Yeah.
freaking, I don't know,
Making content.
cooking. Yeah, making
Yeah, or
content. I don't
whatever.
know, like chopping up
Yeah.
like celery, right? So that there are people that, do really well if they kind of have a plan. So I literally used AI to create the plan.
Right.
And it's like, hey, this is the type of marketing you should do with $0. So we used $0. The only thing that I paid for out of my own pocket was making the LLC.
And maybe the CR, maybe
Oh,
the
and
actual
and the
software,
domain,
right?
and the domain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to do a
Yeah.
domain. So, and then the software to run the email stuff
Yeah.
is like 200 something dollars a month. And
Uh-huh.
then I paid myself back when I got my first
Yeah.
client.
Which makes
But
sense. Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then those clients, you deliver, you provide fulfillment,
Yep.
and they are what is going to help you sell in the future, right? Those
Yeah.
testimonials. But
I mean,
I
I
mean,
would
dude,
also
what's
add,
what's
go
five
ahead.
times 1,500? Like
5 times 50, 100? Oh,
1,500?
1,500?
Yeah.
That's probably I'm pretty bad at math right now, so that's
Three.
23,000, 4,500, right? Yeah,
No,
$4,500. Yeah.
no. 1,500 times two is 3,000. So that's 6,000. That's $7,500 a month,
So, oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Yeah,
right?
I was saying
So
something else.
$7,500 a month
That's pretty solid.
if I keep, providing value to those people. So, for me, I'm like, yo, that my W-2, I make about eight, right? So I'm like, dude, I made that in a week, So,
Yeah.
that's what I was like, you know what, man, like I need to pull the trigger and you know, get my time back so I can grow
Yeah.
the business that we have together
Well,
and
the
all
thing
that
is here,
stuff.
man, I will add like there's a couple things that I want to add here. The first thing is like I couldn't do it without building a network before I quit. So you
Oh yeah.
guys definitely need to start building out your networks before quitting, or even having an idea of like who you can connect with before quitting your job, first and foremost. Because I really, I mean, I paid for my networks and it was able to help me quit my job. And that was like a huge factor of me leaving my job to be able to do something that I wanted to do and build the life that I wanted to build, was with people that actually are in the same category and same situation that I want to be in and they want to be in, since me and Tim are on the call. And I know that like I don't mind, I don't know if I'm gonna share this, Tim, but like remember we're in New York, and you also had some concerns in regards to quitting your job, dude, right? So
Yeah, we had that talk. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, this is kind of like woo woo shit, and like kind of like if you guys can buy with it or not, but like I think everything in life has its time and place, and I don't think anything is quote unquote coincidence. I think everything was just meant to play out the way it's meant to play out, and that gives me some like I guess like a not relaxation, but like um what's the word I'm looking for?
Like some
Like
serenity, some at ease.
yeah, so some like peace at heart, a peace at mind, where I like if shit goes bad, then it's just supposed to go bad. Like I was supposed to learn a lesson from that situation, and if whatever happens to my life is just what happened in my life. And so like I was trying to convey that information, or kind of convey that like feeling and like woo woo ness to Tim, because I see a lot of a lot of skills in Tim that he can definitely quit his job and make a lot of money. But the whole fact of like it is like he's losing a quote unquote losing a bunch of benefits that he's already been used to for the last 15 years. And so it's not easy to walk away from a job that you can retire in 5 years, right? Because that's where you're at right now, right? You're at 5 years and you're basically
No,
done.
I'm
Oh, you're at.
at. I need like nine,
Oh, you need nine.
which
Oh,
is
okay,
which
my
is too
bad.
long. It's too
Yeah.
long. So yeah.
Oh, you
But
need nine more
yeah,
years. Yeah,
but
yeah,
nine
yeah,
more years, I get $6,000 a month, like
yeah.
without lifting a finger, and
That's real
it's
passive income right there,
that's
bro.
real passive income, right? But you sacrifice 20 years of your life to get
Yeah,
that, and man, I remember that conversation in New York where I'm like sitting on the couch and I'm like, oh
yeah,
my God, like when am I gonna like make the decision? And you were like, dude, like, what have you done already on a part-time
yeah.
job? And do you not think that like if you had a full 8, 9 hours a day instead of you working at a job, you can't like
Dude.
double or triple what you're making now? And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. But
yeah.
sometimes you need
It's hard to
someone in
see.
your
Yeah,
corner. You need someone in your corner to kind of help you out to understand that, right?
yeah.
And Joe Desai, what's up, bro? Like, are you like I thought you were an investor full time already.
No, he works at Capital One, dude. He's
Whoa,
he's
which is kind of crazy. That means
yeah.
you're doing deals, bro.
He's
Like
a
I
baller,
thought,
bro.
yeah, I thought you didn't. I thought you did this full time. And dude, brother, like you're not alone, right? And that's what we kind of wanted to talk about this today because I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs who are working a full-time job and doing this on the side is all fighting this battle in terms
Yeah,
of, am I do I believe in myself enough to make enough money to support my family and to get the
yeah,
income that I'm already making? And it's a scary feeling, man. And there's a
yeah.
lot to think about at the end of the day, right? You got to make sure that you're ready and everybody in your family's on board too.
It gets harder when you have a family for sure. So I mean, I know you don't have a family yet, Tim. You just have your wife to take care of, but uh and when you have a family, it's I hear this a lot too as well. It's either gonna make you or break you, but normally it's gonna make you because you're gonna be more motivated to push and basically do better for your family, which is
Yeah.
something that I've always kind of like wanted to kind of tap into, that like another level of just motivation. And so, dude, I mean, I think you're gonna crush it once you quit your job, or your not your job, but your career. it's not a job. It's more of a career
It's
at
a
this point.
career. Yeah, yeah, it's a
It's a
career.
career. Uh, and I was actually thinking about this the other day. Like, if I would have stayed in the military, I would have basically had 5 more years left, and I'd be done, retired. But
Yep.
I would miss out on all the skills that I built over this period of time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's a really good point. And before I forget that, I have another
yeah,
thing about family too. But oh my gosh, the experiences I've had,
yeah,
the last few years, traveling, seeing different
yeah,
investors, going to these different events, right? All these,
yeah,
all these entrepreneurs, and when I talk to my coworkers at work, they don't understand. Like, they're like, why do you do all this stuff? And honestly, it's just so much fun.
yeah.
And that is why, like, I knew for myself. That's another thing too. If you can love your job, I've loved the military. I've had such a good experience in the last 10 years, and I've met some of the best people, but it's not fun, right? No, serious. Like,
Yeah, I know.
building a business, and Hermosi says is the best. Like, if you're making
Yeah,
money, it's so fun.
yeah,
And
it
I
is.
and I think making money is not a success metric. It is more
Yeah,
of a what can I accomplish as a human being? Because ultimately, the more lives you change or the more impact you change, the more
mhm,
money you make at the end of the day.
yeah,
And it's so much fun to make money, meet people that make money, and have the conversations. Like, it's just been such a blessing to kind of go through this journey.
yeah,
And then about family, before I
yeah.
forget. So sometimes you're going to have family that doesn't support what you want to do.
100%.
My parents are very, old school Chinese, first
Yeah,
generation to come to America, and they're like, dude, you have a great job. You're gonna
yeah,
be, an army colonel, like retire, and so much honor. And it's like, but that's not what I want to do.
yep.
Like, I'm miserable. Like, I sit in my cute, like, I hate to say it, but like when I go to
Yeah,
work, I'm like half doing real estate anyway. And I'm so sorry if my employers are watching this, but I just don't care anymore. Like,
yeah.
simple as that. I just don't. I'm
Um,
not in it. I'm not in it.
I mean, I'm sure
So,
politicians sit at their little desk and trade stocks all day when they have insider information. Like it's the
hell
same
yeah,
shit, just different
hell
story,
yeah,
just different game that they're playing, right? Um, the
yeah.
whole thing about the first generation is kind of like the same thing with my parents. Well, my mom actually kind of believed in me, where she's like, just make sure you do it right, like don't quit your job until this is making money, which is
Yes.
actually like the opposite of what your parents are saying. And funny enough, like I actually went to his house, had dinner with his mom and
You heard him
dad.
talk. You heard him.
Yeah, I heard them talk. They were like, yeah, it was just really funny how they were just so kind of against it, but like half supporting, but like they wanted him to stay in, which was kind of hilarious.
I
Oh my
know.
God, it
Like,
was
they're
so
mad
funny, dude.
supportive. Like, don't get
Yeah,
me wrong. My parents are so happy that,
yeah,
I found something that I like to do.
yeah,
It's just they're scared, right? Like, they're
yeah.
parents. They want to make sure that I'm okay making the right decision. But ultimately, this is what I'm going to tell you guys from a man that's about to say goodbye to his boss, right? Is do what you want to do, and you need to accept whatever fate comes after that.
Mm,
If you believe that you can quit your job and make a living doing something, I mean, there's so many small business owners out there, right? And all these restaurant owners, all these people, but just understand that if you don't like put in the time and you don't succeed, like, that's on you.
but it's also a
And
good learning
not
lesson too, as
it's
well.
also great learning lessons, right? But
Yeah,
not everyone is successful as well, right? That's another thing
yeah,
too. That's the risk. And what Phil said in the very beginning, when you don't have a job for the first time, dude, it is crazy. Like,
yeah.
when I was in grad school, I didn't have like a normal 9 to 5 schedule, bro. I was going to bed at like 4 a.m., like waking up at like noon, because you have no like control, like
Structure.
there's no
Yeah,
structure, so you kind of go
yeah,
crazy. So that is a very big adjustment that at least I kind of experienced that already, like when I
yeah,
was in grad school. But so I think I'll feel a lot more comfortable like going into, like, now I'm a psychopath, right? Living with
yeah,
my calendar, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's an experience, man. Not having anything on your calendar. It's scary.
What I will add to that, like when you have so much time, there is so much fear and doubt, like that creeps into your mind, and you have to be like a very conscious individual to understand these just stories that your consciousness, your ego is telling you. and you had to be aware of it, basically squashing it. And so I think one of the things that has helped me when I quit my job was to understand, are you going to be a powerful creator of your life? Because at this point in time, like, you are being fed, right? You're basically, you were just a cog in the wheel or a machine, and people were just paying you to do a certain thing, right? You just put your blinders on and you just work and get a paycheck. Now that the blinders off, you have to powerfully fucking show up every day to literally do the things that you don't want to do. And that's not for everybody. Just be aware of that. And it is not easy, and it's sometimes not fun. And you're going to want to ask yourself, why the hell did I do this? But when those days when you get like big ass checks and you are completing shit that you thought was not possible, and you're learning all this crazy shit, and you're just setting yourself up for success, then those days become all worth it for all the shit that you kind of gone through. So like, this is also a testament to you as a being, you as a human being, as a soul or whatever. How well can you create your own future,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
if you are not good at creating your own future, or if you need guardrails, or if you need mentorship, or if you need whatever you need to get yourself through the finish line, dude, there's so many communities like ours and everybody else that can help you through this particular journey of entrepreneurship and then creating the life that you want. Because
Yeah.
this game is fucking hard. It's not easy, right? So yeah, I mean, do you have anything else to
It
add to that?
it's not hard. It is very hard.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is I was listening to Cody Sanchez's podcast. It just like popped up. I think she was running ads or something, but she said that business owning and entrepreneurship isn't for everybody,
Yeah.
and I think she defined it so well in that podcast where she said you will have a job that you work in today, and there are things in your job that you don't like to do. What
Yeah.
is the number one thing that I don't like to do in the army is PowerPoint slides. I dread, I loathe making PowerPoint slides, and as an army officer, for all you listeners out there, y'all making PowerPoints, so I feel you. But guess what I have to do in my normal business? I have to do all the shit that I hate doing in my W 2, but I have to do it, and I have to do it well.
Yeah.
And well, I'm making PowerPoint slides right now for our business. So,
Well, the difference is like you're in control of your own money versus you're just getting a paycheck to do. It's like more of a chore, and then
yeah,
you already know the outcome of that chore versus this outcome could be exponential or just a fucking
correct.
dud. So
But if you don't want to do that stuff,
yeah,
so if you don't want to do XYZ at your job, just understand if you went into a business, you have to do all those jobs and more.
yep,
And sometimes people just don't want to do it, and that's
yeah,
okay, right? We need tons of people that do W 2 jobs, right? That's what keeps the economy in the world going. For me personally, it was I just didn't want to have a boss anymore.
yeah.
I think that was a big thing for me.
You don't want to request PTO. You don't want to request
Yeah, dude,
days
that
off, bro.
yeah, I don't want to request days off.
Get permission
What's
to just leave your house.
I know, man, it's rough. Hey, what's up, Wonder Wash? What's going on, brother? But
That's
yeah,
funny.
I think it's a very, I'm excited, man. I'm super excited, and I wouldn't honestly, I probably wouldn't have quit my job yet if I didn't start working with you, right?
Oh yeah, you think so?
Yeah, that's another thing too is I love Jake, right? Like we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
very successful businesses together, but I felt like, when I became a business partner with you,
yeah,
to
yeah.
see like what type of things that we can actually do. I mean, we did some pretty crazy things the last three
Yeah, yeah,
months.
yeah. I know.
And
I mean,
I
it's
think
it's
about
still
that a
going
lot
too as
too.
well.
Yeah, it's still
Still going.
going.
Yeah, I love it.
And I think about that stuff a lot when I'm reflecting on like, hey, am I ready to do this? Am I set up for success? And when I really think about it, I'm so grateful, man, to like have
Yeah,
met you,
same.
and I'm so grateful that we decided to actually work together officially, right? Because we
Yeah,
talked about
yeah,
it for a while, so.
yeah, dude.
And we
I
got we
mean,
got a lot of stuff going on, man. We got the building
yeah,
coming up too, and
yeah. I
you
mean, the
know,
thing is with that, like, for I think if you guys are going to want to quit, or if you want to quit your job and you don't want to do it alone, like this is the part where networking comes into play so like clutch, because how me and Tim found each other was through a mastermind that we paid $30,000 each to, and from there,
it
it's
sounds
a lot. It's,
stupid,
yeah.
right? It sounds stupid.
Okay. Well, if you think
Yeah,
about it, it sounds stupid, but the thing is, $30,000 to find a good partner is well worth its weight in gold. if you really think about it, because my last quote unquote JV partnership, I lost $36,000, right? So it's just like, fuck, man. Like I'd rather just put that back into like a networking and or learning something that I can utilize in my business. So like, I mean, if you guys have a partnership is like, so let me take a step back here. The reason why I want to partner with Tim is because I know he's a psycho like me, because we're just working all the time. And so if you when you have somebody that's able to work in like the same level of like tenacity and like just wanting to do it, whatever it takes, then that becomes a really good partnership because it's not like it's also a give and take. Some days I'm like off, some days he's off, I'm grinding, and then he's grinding, and then I'm not grinding, then he's grinding. I'm like, it kind of like I think our energy like vibe because like whenever I see you working, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta work too. And then like vice versa, right? I mean, like it's actually a really beautiful thing to have when you have that type of dynamic and you're able to
Yeah.
push each other like so much
And
more
we work
further.
on different things too, guys.
Yeah.
So it's not like, me and him are both like sales, right? It's,
Yeah.
we have different backgrounds. I mean, Phil does a lot of the back end stuff that I just suck at, or I just don't have time to do it,
Yeah.
and a lot of people also don't understand that like before I got to this point, all my businesses that were being like run, either I turned them off or started whatever, they all had a partner under it that like carried a lot of the weight, right? While I worked a 9 to 5 job. And that also put into consider like that really was a big consideration for me like leaving
Yeah.
is because I had partners that were working full time in these businesses and I was still at a 9 to 5 job and like to me I'm not pulling my weight and
Yeah.
like for me that's a big thing because we've seen what we can do when both of us in like me and Jake or me and you
Yeah.
both are working full time into something like when I'm not working and I'm at a coffee shop on Friday or Saturday, like I'm printing out products, bro. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just dude, the growth is so much more
Yeah.
exponential when both of us are going. So I don't want to hold my partners back either, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's another thing why like it's time for me to go.
And
So
that's like one of the reasons why I also quit my job too, as well, is because I had a partner that was able to feed me leads so I can do fixing and flipping and then have that conveyor belt going. So, like, it's going back to networking. Like, yes, you can do it by yourself, but it becomes fucking 10, 20 times harder because you literally will have no time. And if you need, like, you literally need a carbon copy of yourself that gets it. And once you have that partner, once you have that person, dude, it becomes so much easier. There's like less drag per se.
yeah,
Yeah.
Joe. Hey, are you in partnerships right now, man? Because I see that you say that you feel that. So on not letting your partners down when you're kind of working through things. Like, what's kind of like your business model right now?
He does
And
he does
while
fixing and flipping.
oh, he flips as well.
He flips as
Yeah,
well. Yeah, I'll have him on the side, and then also he has a little bit of wholesaling too as well with another team. So he's got a lot of things. Also, he's a proud father, I think, of two now. So he's got a wife and kids. So his time is very limited as well. So he's got
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's scary.
So
And here's the thing. Like, I have the luxury of not having a child yet,
yeah,
and I know there's a lot of things to consider. But ultimately, guys, like not to like drag the horse here. It's ultimately, quitting your job, no matter like where you are in the journey, is always scary. And I think that's what I
yeah,
want to kind of highlight is, you can make like you can have a business, wholesale business or real estate business, make you 100, 200K a year, and you're still scared to leave your W-2.
that's
Um,
true.
oh, he
It's a
has
lot of
four
money to leave.
kids. He has
Oh,
four
you have four
kids.
kids. Oh, dang, son. My
Yeah, that's
bad.
great. Hey, give the man some credit. Um,
Yeah, he
but
has no
yeah,
time.
if you guys are thinking about it, right, just think about it. Do some reflection on if this is what you really want to do. This is what you
Yeah,
if that's your passion, right? You gotta be passionate about something too,
yeah,
before you kind of decide like don't quit your job because you just want to be a wholesaler, right? Quit your job because you're passionate about building something,
yeah.
or changing someone's lives effectively, right? Like why
Mhm.
do I do an email agency? Because I want to make wholesalers more money,
Yep.
right? Like, and they're happy and I'm happy, right? So
No.
there's just different things to kind of think about, and I appreciate everyone for kind of supporting me, or actually not kind of, but like supporting
Yeah.
me in my journey and stuff like that. So, and thank you for letting me
Yeah,
rant today.
yeah, dude. Well, I appreciate you guys. I think that's about it for the show, and you're definitely welcome, brother. Happy to do this every Tuesday. I know last week we kind of didn't do it because we are just both traveling, didn't have time. But we'll hop on again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, guys.
Peace.